Hello, and welcome to the Awesome Show, the show where we interview famous dead people. And while we are waiting for our person to show up, how about a word from our sponsors?
Chuck Norris Enterprises, we defy the laws of physics and make you cry.
And here he is now. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us a round of applause for Walt Disney. Thanks for showing up today, Walt. Well, as the kids these days say, no prob. So, Walt, may you please tell us where you were born?
I was born in Chicago, but immediately afterwards I moved to Marceline, Missouri, a very small town.
So, Walt, is it true that your parents, specifically your dad, were very abusive?
Well, my father was very abusive, but not much my mother. My father was the only person that discouraged my animation. Everybody else, though, my aunt, Dr. L.I. Sherwood, encouraged my animation. And
so, Walt, how about a brief history of your early animation?
Well, it all began when I teamed up with my friend Wcjh to create the Disney Wcjh animation studios. Then I teamed up with my brother Roy to create the Disney Brothers Studio, Laugh-O-Gram, Cartoon Factory, and Out of the Inkwell. Finally, we settled on the Walt Disney Company, which is my long-term company for animation, and I still use it today.
So, Walt, how about some of your earliest cartoons?
Well, at first there was the Alice Comedies cartoons, which I made with my brother, and then there was also the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons. Both of those were a failure, so I decided to come up with another character. That character was Mickey Mouse. And he's still famous today. Yeah.
So, is it true that you entirely invented Mickey Mouse?
Actually, my wife Lillian came up with the name. I came up with his personality, and my friend Wcjh drew Mickey.
So, Mr. Walt, what was your first ever feature-length cartoon?
Well, my first ever feature-length cartoon was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and that came out in 1937. It was also the first ever cartoon movie ever to be created. Well, some other movies that I made, just in case you're curious, were Bambi and Fantasia. Of course, both of those did not bring in that much profits. Oh, and also Pinocchio. Both of those did not bring in that much profits, so we made Dumbo, the shortest and cheapest Disney film of all, and it brought in money. After that, my friend Wcjh came back, and we decided to make a new cartoon series to help us practice animation and also help us synchronize sound with picture. This was called the Silly Symphonies cartoon series, and the series is still famous today.
So, how about how you opened up Disneyland?
Well, I originally intended for Disneyland to be a small park with some rides so that parents can sit around and, read a book or something, and kids can run around and play. But then my ideas grew, big, and then eventually I had plans for a full-fledged theme park called Disneyland.
Well, now I need to go record my latest movie. Peace out. Well, thanks for coming, Walt. I'll see you all later. Colin, seriously, all right. Bye.